you ever found yourself in a conversation, perhaps with someone younger, and they seem genuinely surprised by how quickly you grasp a new concept, or how effortlessly you recall a specific detail from years ago? It's a common, often unspoken fear as we age, the worry that our minds might not keep up, that the sharpness we once relied on could begin to dull. We hear stories, we see examples, and a quiet anxiety can creep in, making us wonder if we're still as quick, as capable, as we used to be. But what if I told you that for many, that worry is entirely unfounded? What if the very skills you're quietly exercising every day are clear indicators that your mind is not just holding its own, but truly thriving? There are specific cognitive abilities that, if you still possess them, especially after the age of 75, truly mark you as exceptionally sharp. These aren't just about not losing it. They're about demonstrating a powerful, enduring mental acuity that sets you apart. In this video, we're going to dive deep into 6 such remarkable skills, qualities that showcase a truly robust and vibrant mind. We'll explore what they look like in everyday life, why they matter, and perhaps even how you might strengthen them further. It's not about being a genius, but about celebrating the incredible resilience and capacity of the mature mind. So, settle in, because you might just discover that you're far sharper than you ever gave yourself credit for. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you about the true power of your mind. Let's dive right into the first profound indicator of a truly sharp mind after 75, and that's your ability for adaptive problem solving. Now, this isn't about having all the answers or being a walking encyclopedia. No, this skill is about something far more dynamic and telling. It's your capacity to figure things out, to adapt, and to navigate new or unexpected challenges, even when you don't have a pre-existing solution. Think about the last time something unexpected happened. Maybe your smart TV suddenly refused to connect to the internet, and the manual seemed written in another language. Or perhaps a familiar appliance, say, your washing machine, started making a strange, rhythmic clunk you'd never heard before. Or maybe you were trying a new recipe, and it called for an ingredient you simply couldn't find, forcing you to improvise. How did you react in those moments? Did you freeze up, feel defeated, and immediately reach for the phone to call for help? Or did you, perhaps, roll up your sleeves, maybe consult a quick online search, or even just try a few logical steps until you found a solution, or at least a way to move forward? That second reaction, that willingness to engage with the unknown and methodically work through it, is a hallmark of exceptional sharpness. It demonstrates what cognitive scientists call fluid intelligence, the ability to think logically and solve problems in novel situations, independent of acquired knowledge. It's the opposite of rigid thinking. A truly sharp mind, even well into later life, isn't just relying on old patterns and memorized facts. Instead, it's actively building new connections, testing hypotheses, and adapting its approach. Imagine trying to assemble a new piece of flat-pack furniture without clear instructions, or navigating a detour on a familiar drive, or even simply trying to set up a new streaming service on your television. If you approach these situations with a sense of curiosity and determination, breaking the problem down into smaller steps, trying different approaches until one clicks, that's your adaptive problem-solving skill shining brightly. It shows your brain is agile, constantly learning, and not afraid of a challenge. It's the skill that allows you to say, I haven't done this before, but I can figure it out. This isn't about tech savviness alone. It's about the underlying mental flexibility that allows you to approach any novel situation with confidence. So, if you're still tackling those everyday puzzles, tinkering with a gadget that's misbehaving, or finding creative workarounds for unexpected issues, consider yourself exceptionally sharp. You're not just maintaining, you're actively engaging and thriving. And how do you keep this skill vibrant? Don't shy away from new things. Embrace the challenge of learning a new card game, trying a slightly different route on your daily walk, or even just attempting to fix a small household item before calling for help. Every time you engage in this kind of figuring it out, you're giving your brain a wonderful workout. Now, let's transition to the second powerful sign of a keen mind, your sharp working memory and attention to detail. This skill is about more than just remembering where you put your keys. though that's certainly part of it. It's the ability to hold information in your mind while you actively use it, process it, and manipulate it. It's also about your capacity to focus on relevant information and filter out distractions, noticing the subtle nuances that others might miss. Consider a bustling family gathering, perhaps with several conversations happening simultaneously, laughter echoing, and the delightful chaos of multiple generations interacting. Are you able to effortlessly follow one thread of conversation? Remember who said what, and then perhaps effortlessly shift your attention to another group, picking up exactly where their discussion left off. Or maybe you're managing several tasks around the house at once, cooking a complex meal that requires multiple steps, listening to a podcast, and keeping an eye on something baking in the oven, all without missing a beat or burning the garlic bread. This capacity to juggle mental tasks, to retain specific pieces of information for immediate use, and to remain focused amidst potential chaos speaks volumes about your cognitive vitality. It's not about having a perfect photographic memory, but about the efficiency of your brain's short-term processing unit. When you're able to remember a new person's name just moments after being introduced, or follow a multi-step instruction without needing it repeated, or even notice a small, meaningful change in your surroundings, perhaps a new flower blooming in the neighbor's garden, or a subtle shift in someone's mood. That's your working memory and attention shining through. Think about managing your household finances, remembering due dates, tracking different expenses, and understanding the fine print on a new bill. This all relies heavily on a robust working memory and a sharp eye for detail. Many people, even much younger, struggle with these aspects in our increasingly distracting world. Maintaining this level of focus and mental juggling past 75 is a clear indicator of exceptional cognitive health. It means your brain is actively filtering, prioritizing, and retaining information efficiently. To keep this skill sharp, engage in activities that demand your focus. Reading complex novels, playing strategy games like bridge or chess, learning a new musical instrument, or even simple mindfulness exercises that train your attention can all be incredibly beneficial. Breaking down larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps can also help reinforce these pathways. This ability to not just take in information, but to actively work with it, is a true sign of an exceptionally sharp and engaged mind. We've covered adaptive problem solving and sharp working memory, two incredibly powerful indicators. But there are even more surprising ways your mind might be demonstrating its incredible strength. So let's move on to the next set of vital skills that truly set you apart. Next up, let's talk about a skill that has become increasingly critical in our modern world, and that's digital fluency and learning agility. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Oh, the internet, computers, that's for the youngsters. And while it's true that younger generations grew up with technology, for anyone over 75, the willingness and ability to embrace new digital tools and continuously learn how to navigate them is an astonishing sign of a highly adaptable and sharp mind. This isn't just about being able to send an email. It's about the open-mindedness to learn, the patience to troubleshoot, and the mental flexibility to master something entirely new, even if it feels a little intimidating at first. Think about the changes we've seen in communication alone over the past few decades, from rotary phones to touchscreens, from handwritten letters to instant video calls across continents. If you've learned to use a smartphone to connect with family, navigate a banking app to manage your finances, or even explore a new hobby through online tutorials, you are demonstrating a profound level of cognitive agility. Many people, regardless of age, shy away from new technologies, preferring the comfort of the familiar. But for those over 75 who actively engage with the digital world, whether it's figuring out how to video chat with grandchildren, managing doctor's appointments online, or even just exploring new interests through online communities, they are actively building new neural pathways and reinforcing their learning capacity. This skill shows that your brain is not resistant to change, but rather thrives on novelty and challenge. It's about the process of learning something complex, perhaps initially frustrating, and then mastering it. It's about seeing a new app or device and thinking, I can figure this out, rather than, that's too complicated for me. This learning agility extends beyond just technology. Of course, it applies to learning a new language, picking up a new instrument, or even just delving into a complex new subject through books or documentaries. The very act of engaging with new information, even if it's outside your comfort zone, keeps your brain vibrant and plastic. So, if you're someone who is still curious about how things work, who tries to figure out that new smart speaker, or who delights in mastering a new online game, you are showcasing an exceptional level of mental sharpness and a truly youthful approach to learning. To keep this skill thriving, simply keep being curious. Don't let the phrase, "I'm too old to learn that," cross your lips. Try that online course you've been eyeing. Experiment with a new app, or even just try to understand how your local library's digital services work. Every new piece of knowledge you acquire is a testament to your remarkable learning agility. Moving on. Let's consider another often underestimated indicator of a sharp mind: vivid verbal communication. This isn't just about being able to speak. Of course, it's about the richness of your vocabulary, the clarity with which you articulate your thoughts, your ability to weave compelling narratives, and to engage in nuanced conversations without constantly searching for words. Have you ever noticed how some people, regardless of their age, seem to command attention simply by the way they express themselves? They tell stories that transport you, explain complex ideas with simple elegance, and engage in debates with a masterful command of language. If you find yourself effortlessly recalling specific words, using a diverse vocabulary, and structuring your sentences in a way that truly conveys your meaning, you are demonstrating an exceptional level of cognitive function. As we age, it's common for some individuals to experience word-finding difficulties, those moments where a word is on the tip of your tongue, but just won't come out. While occasional instances are normal for everyone, maintaining a consistently high level of verbal fluency, where words flow smoothly and precisely, is a powerful sign of a well-preserved and active mind. Think about discussing current events, sharing anecdotes from your life, or even explaining a personal philosophy. If you can do this with precision, humor, and a broad range of expressions, it shows that your brain is efficiently accessing and retrieving information, connecting ideas, and constructing coherent thoughts. It's not just about recalling facts. It's about the sophisticated process of transforming abstract thoughts into tangible language. This skill also reflects your reading habits, your engagement with the world, and your continued intellectual curiosity. People who remain sharp verbally often read widely, engage in stimulating conversations, and are generally observant of the world around them. To foster this skill, keep reading diverse materials, engage in spirited discussions, consider joining a book club or a debate group, or even just make a conscious effort to use new words you encounter. Practice makes perfect. And for your brain, robust conversation is a wonderful workout for your verbal agility. Now, let's turn our attention to a truly practical and profound sign of mental sharpness: financial acumen and sound decision-making. This isn't about being wealthy, but about your ability to manage resources wisely, understand complex financial information, and make sensible choices that benefit your long-term well-being. Think about keeping track of your budget, understanding your investments, navigating insurance policies, or making significant purchasing decisions for your home or car. If you can still confidently review bank statements, understand market trends even at a basic level, compare different options for a major purchase, or avoid common financial scams, you are exhibiting a remarkable level of cognitive function and practical intelligence. It's easy for people, at any age, to get overwhelmed by financial details or to make impulsive decisions. But for those over 75 who maintain a clear, rational approach to their money and assets, it speaks volumes about their attention to detail, their ability to process complex information, and their long-term planning skills. This isn't just about arithmetic. It's about critical thinking, risk assessment, and judgment. It means you're capable of weighing pros and cons, understanding consequences, and making choices that align with your goals. Even in the face of confusing jargon or persuasive sales tactics, it shows you're actively engaged with your personal economy, rather than simply handing over control or relying blindly on others. The ability to discern legitimate opportunities from scams, to understand tax implications, or to plan for future expenses. demonstrates a sustained level of independent thought and vigilance. This skill reflects not just memory for numbers, but the executive functions of the brain, planning, organizing, and rational decision-making. To maintain this crucial sharpness, stay informed about current financial news, review your accounts regularly, and don't hesitate to ask questions when something is unclear. Engage in discussions about financial planning with trusted advisors or family members. Being actively involved in your financial health is one of the clearest signals that your mind is staying exceptionally keen. Now that we've discussed digital fluency, vivid verbal communication, and sound financial acumen, there's one more incredibly vital and often surprising skill that indicates true mental sharpness. So let's talk about that next. Finally, let's talk about perhaps the most profound and often overlooked indicator of exceptional sharpness after 75, your emotional intelligence and resilience. This isn't strictly about academic intelligence or memory recall, but it speaks to a deeper, more sophisticated level of cognitive and psychological well-being. Emotional intelligence is your ability to understand and manage your own emotions, and just as importantly, to recognize and influence the emotions of those around you. Resilience, on the other hand, is your capacity to bounce back from adversity, to adapt to change, and to maintain a positive outlook even when life throws curveballs. Think about recent years. Perhaps you've faced personal losses, health challenges, or significant changes in your daily routine. How have you navigated these? Did you become overwhelmed? Or did you find inner strength? Seek support, and ultimately find a way to move forward with grace and optimism. For someone over 75, demonstrating high emotional intelligence means you can navigate complex family dynamics with wisdom and empathy, offer sage advice to younger generations, or maintain a calm and steady demeanor in situations that might cause others to panic. It's the ability to listen deeply, to truly hear what others are saying, both verbally and non-verbally, and respond with thoughtful understanding. It's knowing when to offer comfort, when to give space, and when to simply be present. The skill is a culmination of a lifetime of experiences, lessons learned, and refined interpersonal abilities. When you can articulate your feelings clearly but respectfully, when you can comfort a distraught friend, or when you can offer a different, more optimistic perspective on a difficult situation, you are exhibiting a depth of understanding that goes far beyond simple knowledge. It requires a highly integrated brain, one that can process complex social cues, regulate its own emotional responses, and draw upon a vast reservoir of life experience to offer insights. Coupled with emotional intelligence is resilience. Life, particularly as we get older, inevitably presents us with challenges, setbacks, and changes. The loss of loved ones, health issues, changes in living situations, or even just adapting to a rapidly evolving world. If you possess the mental fortitude to face these challenges head-on, to find new routines, to seek joy in unexpected places, and to maintain a hopeful outlook, you are truly demonstrating exceptional sharpness. It shows a powerful inner strength, a flexible mindset, and a refusal to be defined by adversity. This isn't about avoiding sadness or pain, but about processing it and finding a pathway forward. It's about maintaining a sense of purpose and finding gratitude, even amidst difficulties. Someone who is resilient isn't necessarily carefree, but they are capable of bending without breaking, learning from struggles, and emerging stronger. The ability to find humor in challenging situations, to let go of what cannot be changed, and to focus on what brings you joy are all incredibly sophisticated cognitive and emotional acts. Maintaining this capacity to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with grace and a steady spirit is one of the most profound markers of a truly sharp and well-integrated mind after 75. It shows that your wisdom isn't just about facts, but about life itself. So, let's take a moment to briefly reflect on these incredible skills we've discussed today. We started with adaptive problem solving, that amazing ability to figure things out, to embrace new challenges, and to find solutions even when you're in uncharted territory. Then, we moved on to sharp, working memory and attention to detail, the crucial capacity to juggle mental tasks, to focus intently, and to notice the subtle nuances of your world. We then explored digital fluency and learning agility, highlighting your remarkable openness to new technologies and your continuous quest for new knowledge. We also delved into vivid verbal communication, recognizing the power of your words, your rich vocabulary, and your ability to articulate thoughts with clarity and depth. Next, we looked at financial acumen and sound decision-making, celebrating your practical wisdom in managing resources and making thoughtful, independent choices. And finally, we just talked about emotional intelligence and resilience, perhaps the pinnacle of human development, showcasing your capacity for empathy, self-management, and gracefully navigating life's complexities. Remember, small changes can make a big difference in nurturing these incredible aspects of your mind. It's not about being perfect or having every single one of these skills at peak performance every single day. It's about the ongoing journey, the willingness to engage, to learn, and to grow. No matter your age, your mind is a powerful, dynamic tool. And every time you challenge it, every time you learn something new, every time you connect with others, you are reinforcing its incredible strength and vitality. You are far more capable and sharper than you might realize. I truly hope this video has offered you a fresh perspective on your own capabilities, and perhaps even inspired you to lean into these strengths even more. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these skills resonated most with you? What are some ways you keep your mind sharp and engaged? Share your thoughts and experiences. Your insights could be incredibly helpful and inspiring to others in our community. If you found value in this conversation, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who could benefit from this message. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel for more helpful content designed to empower you to live your best life at every age. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep challenging yourself. Keep learning. And remember, you possess an extraordinary mind. Live your best life at every age.